Hello and welcome, djvicvapor with you. Bitwig Studio 2. I'm going to do a nice soulful deep house track, start to finish, and welcome you to follow along. Going to make it really easy to do that. Find yourself a nice clap, and I'll let you hear this one. And a kick, and a shaker loop. So each of those sounds are probably something you can easily find within a sample pack somewhere. So that's all you're going to need to follow along and create this track. The rest of it's going to be MIDI, and we'll use Bitwig Studio 2 internal presets and instruments to kind of finish off our sounds. So let's get started. I'll set the tempo at 124, and we will start with a kick. So let's get that guy loaded. And as I go through this, I'll pause briefly because I want to be able to make sure if you're following along that you can keep up and don't have to keep pausing the video too much. So all right, so we'll bring in a sampler. And I'll just duplicate this track because we're going to need it a couple more times. That way we've got the sampler loaded on 3 tracks. So let's label these guys. Kick. And clap. So let's get the kick over here to our kick. Right there. Drag him in, and then double click here. We'll get our MIDI clip opened. And we will just put in our 4 to the floor. And let's make those a little bit longer. That way we don't shorten the sample in any way. And I'll go ahead and fold that guy over and just bring it down. Let's take a quick listen. Sounds good. Let's put some EQ work on this. So we'll grab an EQ 5. And we'll just roll off a tiny bit here. Below 20, maybe 25. That's good right in there. And let's hear what we've got there. So I just rolled off a little of the high end back to about 7.5K and pushed up the Q to about 0.82 there. Just kind of shave that and tame it a little bit, but that sounds like a good place to start. Let's get some more instruments or some more sounds coming into the project now. I'm going to take one more look at. Let's bring our velocity back here a little bit. There we go. Let's give us a little bit more velocity on that. Let's double click here, get ourselves a MIDI clip. Actually, you know what we can do? Save a little bit of time. Is we can just drag this clip over to the clap. So holding Alt, drag and drop. Now we've got that clip over here, and we only need the 2 and the 4. So we'll just erase the 1 and the 3. Let's go back here and fold that. Just housekeeping on my part. I like to keep things tidy. And let's open this up. Drag our clap in here. And let's hear this together, or hear this by itself and see what we need to do to it. Let's move that velocity over a little bit. And let's take a look at it on EQ. Shave off a little of that low end. And we will bring 5 back to about 3K. And let's put a high shelf on it and just barely push it up a little bit, just to get that top end to come out for us. And let's hear them together. All right, bring down the volume a little bit, and we're sounding pretty good. Now we can just drag, if you've got a shaker loop, which hopefully you took the time to get before you got started, drag it over and drop it into an audio track. Let's get that guy labeled. Or not hats, shaker. And again, my OCD's kicking in. I like to keep everything nice and tidy. So let's listen to the shaker by itself. And it needs a little bit of EQ work, so let's get to work on that. So we'll grab an EQ5. Let's get rid of some of this low-end rumble stuff that's going on right here. And let's bring it to life over here again, a little bit on the top. So I'll bring 5 back a little bit, and then we'll go to that high shelf again. We're going to grab it right around 4 dB, but I'll show you why I'm going so far. We're actually going to use a modulator, the audio sidechain. Let's take that audio sidechain and let's work with the volume here. So it's given a little bit of life to that top end. Let's hear everything in the mix. All right, off to a good start. I'll give it a little pause here, so if you want to kind of catch up to where we are in the video. Okay, let's minimize this guy. Let's get another instrument track added. And we're going to work on a chord progression. All right, so let's label this guy chords. And we'll double click, get our MIDI clip added. And let's just grab a random sound here from Bitwig. Polysynth. And that way you can at least hear something, and then we'll pick out a different preset here in a second. Let's just get our pattern loaded in here. Don't need this too much. So let's get this guy opened up. We'll start on F#3 right here. And we'll go let's create a nice chord here. Now let's grab both of those guys and Alt drag. So let me listen to that by itself. Alright, let's drag these guys back. And make these guys a little bit longer. Yeah, that sounds good. Alright. I'll pause a little bit here. Now let's actually take these guys and we're going to move them down a little bit. So the top one should be at the B3. Let's hear that. Yeah, that's a nice change. Alright. Let's see what else we can add to this. So what we're going to do right now, we've got a 1-bar loop. We're actually going to make it 2 bars, but we're going to leave the second bar empty. So drag it out to the 3-1. So you've got a 2-bar loop. Just the first bar has the notes. It's going to give it a nice pace to go around in the rest of our project. All right, so now we right click. Maybe not. Looking for the duplicate feature, but it's not popping up for me, so bear with me just a second. Maybe I do Command A. Right click, nope. Here we go. All right, so let's just make this 4 bars. We're going to leave this second bar empty. And we're going to copy these guys over. To the 3rd bar. these guys. Alt drag again. Make them a little bit longer. And that should be what I'm looking for. Let's have a quick listen to this, see if I got what I'm thinking in my head. Alright, I see one more option here that might make this sound just perfect. So let's get these guys again. Command C, Command D, and then we duplicated it, and then we'll just bring this guy down to right there. Looks good. Let's hear that. I think that'll sound good. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so let's give it a quick listen here. And now, let's let that play, and I'll just dial in a preset that I like. I'm going to leave it there for now. That is the synth fourth. Synth fourth. Now that I hear it in the mix, my OCD again is full force. Not digging it. Let's go find something else. There we go. Let's take the Electro Piano 4, Polysynth Clean Electro Piano 4. That'll work for now, so let's keep on trucking. Try to make this as simple and straightforward and smooth as I can. Might want to add a little bit of chorus to this. Let me see what that reverb sounds like. Yeah, that's better. So dial up that hall reverb to about 50 or 50, 51, somewhere in there. That should sound pretty good for you. All right, we are making progress, believe it or not, slow and steady. All right, now we need to insert another instrument track and put down a bass line. So let me label this guy bass. And let's see here. let's get just a random sound in here, and then we can dial in our bass in a moment. So Bitwig, synth, polysynth, and we'll leave it on the init or initial sound, and then we'll dial in a bass pattern. And we'll figure out a sound after that. All right, so F2 is going to be our starting point. And I'm just going to let this play as I figure out a nice pattern for us. Something like that should work. Let's see what we can do with this now to get a nice progression going here. Let's go with 4 bars. So I made it 4 bars long. And we will just copy it out there. Command CD. And there's our 4 bars. We'll put together a nice progression now. So if you remember, we left a gap right here in our chords. That's where we want to really emphasize some bass play. So the chords will have this nice open bar gap for us to really organize some good bass play. So my mind is kind of trying to figure out that's what we're looking at. So I'm on a pause to help you catch up, as well as kind of thinking of a way to put a progression into that bar for us, this second bar. Let's try moving this guy here down to E2. And I'm going to let this play. just follow along. I'm working this out in my mind, so that's why I'm not talking to you. Alright, let's find a better sound to work with now that our pattern's done here. I'm going to fold this over, take a look at it real quick, and I'll give you a brief pause here. Take a little sip of coffee. Alright, so there's our bass line. Let's find a nice sound for it. So we'll go Bitwig, polysynth, bass, and I'll just kind of play with some of these and see which one sounds good to me. That might be a candidate for a winner here. I'm going to take a listen to this bass guitar in the mix. Might change it, but right now I'm going to take a listen to it. No, not at all. Yeah, that's more of what I had in my head. So we selected bass 2 preset, polysynth, bass 2. All right, give you guys a chance to catch up while I put some EQ shape on this. Shave off below 20 here. And our kick is probably pretty strong in this area as well, so let's move the 2 over to about 120 or so, and we'll give it a little dip here. About 5 dB, and tighten that Q up. And let's put a little bit of a modulation in there with the audio sidechain modulator. Shave off some of this top. Let's bring this guy back a little bit, push up the Q. Let's take a listen. I brought that down to about -7 dB. It's working pretty good in that frequency range. And let's hear it in the mix. All right, making progress. Sounds good. So again, our focus has been this gap that we left on the chords, that second bar. Even though we've got that nice little bass riff kind of running through there, it's still lacking a little bit of melody. And that's what we're going to do now, is fill that gap. So let's take a look at how we can accomplish that. First, we're going to work with 4 bars. It's kind of been our standard setup here. Let's get this guy out to 4 bars. Scroll back. And let's get rocking and rolling here. All right, since our focus is that second bar, let's go down to F4 and into the second bar here. Oh, let's say, I think, open it up a little bit. Let's go like right in here, and we'll put a chord right here, I think. So just follow along with the Alt drag, F4 to A4, and then to C#5. Scroll down a little bit, and last is E5. And let's hear this on its own. Let's find a chord that we want, though. I'll just put a polysynth in there for now to make a noise, and then we'll dial in a good sound for it. So let's hear what that sounds like. Pretty thin, actually. Let me fold this. Try it move. I moved it just a little bit forward there. Let you see where it's at now. Want to make sure I have just the right spot for it. Let me bring the chords in here. maybe we'll go back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think that's a better spot where we originally had it. So back and forth, but hey, that's part of the process. Let's label this stab. And let's find a better sound for it. This could be a little bit of a process. Let's hear that in the mix. So what I picked was Pluck Tech, Polysynth, Harmonic Pluck Tech, and I made a few little adjustments here. But let's hear it in the mix. Not 100% satisfied with that, so bear with me then. Part of the process here is actually finding sounds that work good together. That's close to what my mind's hearing, but not exactly what I want. And let's see if we can just keep dialing this in, so bear with me over the next minute or so, or hopefully less. a second. So let's just settle on this guy for the sake of the tutorial. Polysynth, harmonic, sour dreams, and I'll see if I can't dial in a little bit of more delay to help it fill that gap. All right, so I'm going to take off the syncopation on this delay 2, and we're going to give it more of the old, I guess they refer to it as the Haas effect, but I just want a wider sound and not an actual noticeable delay happening. So try 17 and 31 and hear what we got here. Yeah, that's way closer and way better than what we were hearing. So now we've got a nice wide sound and not truly like a double hit on a delay, just a nice wide sound to that. And that are all the elements that we're going to add. Now we're just going to put together a little bit of a pattern here, record it, and make ourselves a track. As simple as that. You don't have to overthink these things sometimes. So let me delete these blank scenes, and we will just highlight that guy, hit duplicate, and let's say 6 for now. So what do we want to start with? We don't want to have a kick up front. Might not even have it there. We can have the shaker loop and the stabs. Let's hear what that sounds like. A little barren, so maybe we can bring a clap back into the scenario here. Yeah, that'll work. So we'll put intro, if I can spell, int, yeah, that sounds like something. Intro, stay with the program here, G. All right, so what do we want to add coming in? The next element can be, don't want to bring the chords in yet, but we can bring the bass in. And then here, we'll bring our kick in, and then our chords can follow. So the 4 scenes are what we need. So this will be sort of like intro part 2, but I'm just going to say verse because we're going quick here. And this will be chorus. And this will be our final drop. Or dro. I don't know what is going on with my spelling. I need more coffee, I think. Command R, and let's make this drop. Let's hear this played for us for a second here. And that is a nice progression, if I do say so myself. So let's shut all those guys down. So what we want to do now is record this into the arrangement and add a few sweeps and transition effects and clean up our sound. So let's kind of jam this over to the arrangement session right now. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a pause so that you can catch up. If you want to pause the video here and kind of catch up to where we are, I'll just give you a little bit of a pause. Okay, so I'm going to hit play on this one and then stop. We'll hit record and now we'll hit play, and I'll just play these through. Now I might go, you know, a bar or two. I'll just kind of eyeball it a little bit. I want to make sure I get at least a good 3-minute arrangement here out of just these simple sounds. So so we jammed out about a minute 40 there. So let's go ahead and shut those guys down. Click over to arrangement down here, and we'll have to hit this guy to activate the arrangement. And let's bring it in. Go ahead and get rid of this guy, and let's take a look at what we've got, because this is where the fun begins. We do a little additional volume editing and some different effects that we can add to make this a track. So we need some transition sweeps. That's a definite. So let's see what I can dig out of one of my sample packs here. Crash. So definitely want to get this guy involved somewhere. So let's just put him right here for now. And here's something. Let's keep digging here a little bit. Let's see. Alright, maybe we'll just have to go with one of these guys for the sake of... I'll pick that one. Alright, let's get rid of this, and let's fill in some gaps here. So we've got this first segment. Let's make that 8 bars. Let's drag these guys. Oh, let me go over here. Let's drag these guys over and make those guys 8 bars. And we need a little transition right here. Zoom in a little bit. Let's hear what that is. Might have to adjust the volume a little bit, but let me hear it right here. Oh yeah, love it when a plan comes together. Wrong one. Let's put a little delay on that. And we'll add some verbiage in front. We'll stay with room. Let's push it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Maybe one more quick thing here. And then it'll be EQ5, and we'll get rid of some of that low end. I hear some pretty good low end rumbling going on there. We don't need that. Push up the Q a little bit. I think we're in business. All right. So that should work for that guy. Let's get the crash side of it figured out. And let's put some EQ on that. Oh yeah, there's a lot of low end going on there. Let's just shaver all the way down around here, push up that Q a little bit. And let's give it a little shelving on this high end so we can make sure we got some sizzle. Let's do another reverb and delay. Oh, wrong one. We need delay 1. Now I'm going to group those two actually. So highlight one, highlight the other, right click, group. Now we can treat them as one since we've got them kind of where we want them. And let's put some compression on the group. I'm going to do a little transient control and some compression. So that bass is what, see how the bass comes in right there? Right, at the same time we're sweeping. So let's activate everything by the bass. And compression we will adjust. Let's bring the attack down and give it a little bit more release. Push the ratio up to about 4. Bring the threshold down. Yeah, it's got a nice little sound to it there. All right, so that guy is good to go. And let's label it for my OCD's sake. Sweep effects. And we can shut her down. So that'll give us a nice transition into our bass. Now let's go over here and see what we got. When do our chords come in? So what do we add next? We added the kick comes in here. So let's move this group over. Well, there. And let's get, I don't want to loop everybody. Let's get you out there. So let's hear it from right here. Need to liven up this stab right here a little bit. So let's go to a bigger echo, like a big delay echo on that hit. What do we got here? We've got our delay in here. And it is set pretty small, so let's do this. Let me get back in there actually. Touch the mix knob, just to wiggle it a little bit. Now, can go in here, and we've got it set for automation. Anchor. Anchor, and then we'll move it up like something like this. Might be a little much, but let's hear it. shape that a little bit more. Hold the Alt key, bend it up. A little too aggressive. Let's bring it back. Yep, that'll work. Now, I want to do the same thing for this second one over here. You can always copy paste that. I'm just kind of being picky about dialing in myself, so let me hear these two now. Yeah, I'm down with that. Sounds pretty good. We need to maybe work on that shaker a little bit. So let's do this. Let's take the volume of the shaker and start to bring it down a little bit. Might be too aggressive, but let's hear it. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so now our chords are going to come in. So let's bring up another sweep. Alt drag, and yeah, somewhere in there for now. I'll dial it in here in a second. Let's bring this group of ladies and gentlemen over. And on the kick, I'm going to have it drop out this last kick right here before the chords come in, because what I want to do is take the chords. I'm gonna actually, not for treatment's sake, but just for space, I'm gonna group this. Command R, drums. And just give me more real estate to work with here. All right, so on the chords, let's add an audio channel here. And then let's go ahead and open up our input. And we will have the chords post come in, arm it. Do I want pre? Yeah, it's recording. I just didn't see the meter moving. It was confusing me a little bit. All right, so let me delete that. I don't want it that way. What I want to do is let's duplicate that. And we will mute this guy. Let me make sure everything's still working right. Yep. So I've got this chord channel here that I'm going to just bury in reverb. And this technique is used a lot, so this is a good technique to learn. If you haven't already seen it done, we're just going to make this as big as possible. We're going to go hall, we're going to increase the size to 200. The pre-delay can stay where it is, width, maybe push it a little bit, but yeah, we can widen it a little bit more. And that should work. I want to put a delay on this too, make it a little bit bigger. So we'll go with a delay 2. And that should work. So what we're doing essentially is creating we're going to record that and then reverse it to lead into the chords. So now I've got this channel ready to record. I'll hit record and we'll just record that sound. And that's all I needed was that first set of chords. I didn't need anything else. Really just need the first hit. Actually, let's do that. Let me just go up here. Sorry about all the back and forth, guys. This is part of the process of making a track. So I just want, let me just cut that with a knife. And since I duplicated the track, I can kind of manipulate this one however I like. So I just want that first chord hit. Everything else can kind of go by the wayside. So go back here and delete that. So now we just got that first chord hit that we're going to record. That's all we really want. So there it is right there. So now go to this track and just hit delete. We can unmute this guy. And now I can label this reverse chord. All right, and I will bring it up to be underneath my chord here just for housekeeping's sake. Now let's treat this guy by itself for a minute. Why is it showing me the shaker? Weird stuff. Come on, Bitwig, work with us. So I reversed it, set it right here, and now it's going to lead into this chord for us. Hear how it swells up and leads into what's going to be that first chord hit. That is a beautiful thing. Just want to shave it back here a little bit. And we want to get it right up where this chord's going to come in. And let's hear those together. Perfect. I need a little bit more volume out of this guy, though. I want to really emphasize what's getting ready to happen. Let's get you some love here, big guy. Just going down here to the inspector and putting a little gain on our reverse clip. Bring it up to about 4 dB, should be pretty good. I'm digging the cut of our jib right now. We are making progress, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's hear what that sounds like alongside our sweep. And where does the sweep need to go? Right there. Actually, let me hear. Maybe it might not be a good spot. I think it is. I think it's a beautiful thing. Still need some more volume out of this bad boy though. Let's see what we got for a full sound here. Maybe bring that down a little bit on the volume. And let's see if we can maybe put a double clap right in there to emphasize what's going down with the sickness. This may sound good, it might not. I'm just experimenting now, so let's get rid of this guy and alt drag. It might be too far apart. No, we don't need it there. It sounded like it earlier was a good idea, but no, I'm not digging it now. So let's just get rid of it and maybe just leave that whole spot blank since we're dropping the kick out there anyway. That'll work. So what do we got now? Got everything jumping and popping. Got an intro, got a verse, into our main part here. Let's see if we can put together a little break here. Loop that guy over. Loop that guy over. And let's bring our reverse effect over, Alt drag. And let's drop it. Say, try it right there. I'll drag that again and open this guy up, and let's pull it up here. Select it and edit event reverse pattern. Let me Command Z that, and we'll just go with reverse. That's what we're after. So let's see if that sounds like something. All right, maybe a good chance for us to play with some crossfades. Let's make that a little bit bigger so we can see what we're doing here. And let me see if that smooths out that nice little transition here. What I'm going to do now is, let's take a look here. Let's shave this guy back. We don't need him interfering with what's going on right there. But I want to take this channel and just duplicate it, because now I just want to put some effects on this part. So let's make sure we don't need that. Get rid of that guy. And let's rename this guy reverse break. And we will, for the sake of confusion, change those guys. All right, so now let's solo and hear these guys and see what we can do here. All right, cool. I am going to take about a minute break. So if you're watching the video and you want to fast forward, that is fine. Or if you want to just catch up, great chance to do so. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Probably not quite a minute there, but as quick as I could. So, all right, so we're working on this reverse break, and we want to do something really cool with it to kind of fill out that gap. So let me think about this for a second. I got an idea, but not sure if it's going to work, but we'll take a look at it. So I've got my own preset here called the looper. And I don't know if you've seen any of my previous videos, but I showed how to make this guy. And hopefully, well, let's try djvicvapor preset. Video effect. Where did I stick it? I don't want to have to make it again. I know it's in here somewhere. Well, that stinks. Stinky, stinky, stinky. Why are you missing? All right. Well, that kind of shoots down some fun I was about to have, but let's see if I can. Sorry about that. Bear with me a minute. I'm just confused why I'm not finding a preset that I made. So, let's just move on, I guess. All right. So, cancel. Let me hear this one more time. Yeah, let's see if we can spread that out. So, what is the complete sound here? It's like a little bit of a pop in there. I wonder if that's because I'm listening to both of them. No, it's right there. I can hear it. All right, so why are you popping on me? I see it. dialed it in just the way I like it. So let's get back to business here. All right, so we want to put some pretty cool sounds here. So let's see what we can do. And I'm trying to stay, I mean, I have ideas for third-party plugin effects, but I'm trying to stay within Bitwig for everybody so it keeps things nice and easy to follow along. That was the idea here. So audio effects, what do we got? We've got a chorus. What else do we have? We got this dual pan, flanger, phaser. All right, so probably some chorus. Let's bring in the dual pan, and let's add some chorus. And finally, delay. All right, let's see what kind of craziness we can dial in with these guys. Let's bring up that chorus. Let's make it a double, or actually a widener would be perfect. Yeah. All right, so now on this guy, I want to create a little bit of movement here on this double pan. So let's get a macro, and let's put it on the left and the right together, and then let's get a random, and we will take that guy and map it to our one macro. On the random, let's crank this bad boy up, and let's go over here. So we're getting a little bit of movement out of it. So let's find something on this delay that adds some length to all this. Wonder what reverse reverb sounds like on this, since that's kind of what it is anyway. Crank it up. If I had some more delay behind that. Reverb. Let's go with Hall. And some more delay. Yeah, that sounds nice. So I'm going to bring up the volume on this break one now, and let's hear what we've got in the mix. I'm going to get rid of these guys, I think, as much as I like them. It wasn't sounding perfect, so I'm going to copy this guy by alt dragging. I just want the pattern, because remember I did the crossfade work on it. I did the crossfade work on it already, and I just want to bring that up here to match this now. And let's hear what we've got now. All right, so we need to move some of these guys out of the way now. Bring them back. We'll make our break somewhere in there. So let's work on our drums. For the break, we can get rid of the kick. Keep the clap. Maybe do some volume work on our shaker. Everybody's coming back. Right there. Let's move the chords back a little bit further. See if they sound better coming in there. That'll work. The only thing I think we need now is to bring this guy back into play. Alt drag, and we will marry him over here somewhere. Oop. Why do I keep messing that alt drag up? All right, so let's tie it in to that chord coming back. Right in there should be about what we want. Let's take a listen to our break now. All right, we are so close, I can taste it. What do we need now? We need to bring this guy back into play. And we will dial it in over here somewhere. I'm going to try it right here to bring that bass back for us. And that should be about it. Let's hear if that's good. Right there. On this little segment here, let me move that bass out and see what we get. Yeah, there we got it. It's sounding pretty good. So let me hear it from the beginning and see what we've created. So yeah, nice little project, a nice deep house kind of soul vibe in there, some chord play. So hopefully you had fun. I don't want to make the tutorial or the session terribly long for hours and hours and such. So what I will do though is if you had fun following along, or if you got lost at any point or frustrated, I am going to make this template with the arrangement, with everything just as you see it as is, with all the samples. Since we used only Bitwig internal instruments, it's kind of the important thing here. I'll make this template available. I'll put a download link in the description below, and you guys can download it and check it out and have fun with the project. All right, thanks for tuning in as always. Thanks for pushing play, and I'll talk to you real soon. Peace.